funny because Irvine's a little more on the down low.
Yeah, I don't know
Okay,
what
we're going live.
Pearlescent
We're going live.
did.
Oh, I think we're good. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for some Overdrive League. We are doing the Plat division. We are already getting into game. The teams facing off right now are Illumination Empire and Rawr Pearlescent. I'm your caster of the day, Eric Deserux Beltran. And right here, we have Kirby. How you doing today, Kirby?
Pretty good. A little tired, but I'm excited for this game.
We could have debates about being tired all day, but yeah, we do have a matchup between our three teams. Oh yeah, we're sorting that out. We're sorting that out.
Yeah, Illumination Empire is like 4 wins and 0 losses. They still haven't dropped a game yet, so I am pretty excited to see them play today and see if they will drop a game here.
Oh, is that what you watch them for? Just looking for them to fall?
I mean, who doesn't like an underdog story? When SKT was dominating Korea, everyone was like, can't wait for SKT to lose. And then they lost, and people were like, Baker, I feel so bad for him.
But yeah, almost done with this first phase of bounds. Kindred, Kha'Zix, Alistair, Dr. Mundo, all taken off the table along with the Talon.
Talon, so yeah, Stale is a Talon mid main. Right now he's playing top, but his Talon, I guess, is so feared that they still need to ban it from him. Not gonna get that Talon top cheese.
And surprisingly, the bans are very purple today. Yeah. And honestly, very strange in terms of the way the current meta is running. A lot of these definitely got to be target bans. No one really pops out as an OP, especially since we're still in a little bit of a dark meta where, you know, ADCs, especially current ones, they just don't exist anymore. Yeah. Gone. Be gone, thought.
And anything is possible as long as you're an early game champ. Kassadin is like, at one point, he used to be super OP, but right now in the current meta, because everything's decided in the early game and you don't really do anything in the early game, so Kassadin not a highly prioritized pick anyway. Singe versus Jax. Not sure if it's a Jax top or jungle, but
or bot or mid or support.
But first pick Jax, first pick Singed, and a possible second pick Shaco. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, this is definitely nothing but comfort picks coming out here. Doesn't follow what we know about the meta whatsoever. And at the end of the day, hey, if the meta doesn't suit you, make your own. As long as you're good with it, as long as you can pick up wins with it, doesn't matter what other people think. Stomp them out. But there we go. That's something of a normal coming out. The Kai'Sa, very, very potent in the current meta just because of how much she scales and how much damage she can do with so little items. And especially against the Singed, you're going to start to see that damage really start to stack up. Singed doesn't really get that many resistances despite stacking up on the health. And Kai'Sas nowadays, you know, the way they go, they're not really ADCs anymore. They're more APCs, focusing on the ability power aspect.
Indeed. Even Kai'Sa is basically going a full AP build with some attack speed in it. AP Kai'Sa really shreds. So they have possibly just one tank, considering it's a Morgana support here. The only tanky-ish target is gonna be the Singe, and Kai'Sa is gonna shred him. Morgana coming out from Rawr, that's one meta pick right there. She can go ADC or go support in the current meta. Or like bot laner, not exactly ADC, but a really strong bot laner either way.
You know what I mean? With the way they're picking so far, it's not too far fetched for them to abandon the whole ADC aspect at the moment and go for something that's heavy pushing. Try and look to just not even fight this Kaisa, but focus on towers, keep her under the tower, make it hard for her to farm, get turret damage up, and eventually set up some sort of tower dive or gank even.
And just get pushing lanes for the Shaco to invade. Shakos love to invade. They love to find the enemy jungle, doing their camps, and just kill them with the ignite. But it's gonna be a work on the side of Illumination Empire though, and that's gonna make killing the enemy jungler a little hard because Warwick also a pretty strong early game jungler.
Yeah, it's not a walk in the park to pull off those types of things. And the thing about that strategy, about taking the Shaco, you're very all in early or you're very all in late. There's no real in between when it comes to Shaco. He does really well early. If you're going for the ignite, you're most likely going for something a little counter jungly. But if you can't pick up any kills, then you're pretty much shut down until you become a split push monster in the late game, pretty much becoming invisible to both the enemy team and your own team.
Pretty much, yeah. Misfortune. Misfortune Morgana is actually really disgusting. Like, if one bite lands, you're pretty much dead.
I'm honestly quite surprised that Rawr decided to ban out the brand. At this moment, the ADC was shown. You're not likely to follow it up with a support brand. And considering there's a Morgana, it's very hard to pull off a stun type scenario. I don't really see why they would go through with that kind of ban when the draft says it's a horrible idea in the first place.
Yeah, I do not expect Illumination to pick like a stun type support here. It's really hard to engage on a Morgana. Just pick a support that let the Kaisa scale, help the Kaisa, peel for the Kaisa. There we go. The
Yeah,
Town Kench.
I can't help but feel like a wasted ban, and the Orianna is going to round this one off, which makes the side of Rawr have this very wombo combo type thing going on if they choose to go with that Orianna. Instead of hovering the Tristana, which, yeah, don't do that one. With the type of scaling they have, Tristana's not going to work out. And having double ADC in a game where you need the fast-paced action, that's a recipe for disaster. But yeah, they opt to go with the Orianna, which is the right choice to make. Optimal for their team comp, arguable, but it does work if they find a wombo combo type situation. But even then, it's not going to be an easy one to find with this team because this composition, both the mid laner and the ADC, they're going to be playing far back until the team fight phase. And then you're basically going to have the Jackson Warwick constantly running forward at you.
Remedies, Black Shields will have to be really on point. If you can Black Shield the right person at the right time, you can, like, indeed just stop the Warwick ult, make him waste it. Or, like, when Jax goes in, Black Shield the target he's trying to go on and just burst him down.
Well, honestly, on composition alone, I'm really liking Illumination. They have the skirmishy, scrappy type fight, while Rawr are very they're crutching on being together as a team when they fight or finding pretty much picks, to say the least.
Yeah, I think their comm is kind of like all over the place because Orianna, MF, Morgana, I can see the wombo combo. Shaco Cinch is kind of like solo queue comp. So they will have to actually work together really well to pull this off, I think.
I don't know, calling Singe solo queue? He kind of is and he kind of isn't because he's been popping back up now. He shows every now and then and can absolutely dominate, especially with the whole don't chase the Singe aspect. And once he gets low, oh, that health bar looks so juicy, but do you pay for it dearly?
Yep. And especially in solo queue, you actually get like 3 people chasing after you. And they're never gonna get you.
Never gonna give you up. Always
Never
gonna
gonna
let
let
you
you down.
But yeah, how do you feel about these compositions? And what they got in terms of win conditions.
Yeah, I think the team comp of Illumination Empire is way easier to pull off. It's like a standard scale comp. Uh, a hard pushing lane in the middle, like Zix. Once you get the chance to push, he also took TP too. He really just wants to push. Once Zix gets the chance to push, he can just like take down towers really easily. And then they have a scaling bot lane, a scaling split pusher as well. Jax just wants to be in side lane, constantly pushing. And then, like, Misfortune Morgana does have a really strong wombo. Once Morgana's stun or binding lands, Misfortune ult, that's really strong. But the Tahm Kench is here to avoid that. Like, he can just eat whoever got snared by Morgana. And yeah, it gives space for Kaisa to scale, which she will eventually outscale the MF. So I think Illumination Empire has the better comp here too. Like for Rawr to win, they'll have to be really good at pulling this off.
I think for Rawr, when it comes down to it, it's really hinging on their bot lane. That's a very potent bot lane they've drafted. And you were talking about the dark binding, Tahm Kench eating whoever gets binded. What if Tahm Kench is the one that's binded? That's a rough situation right there, and you can't really save too much from that. On top of that, the Tahm did go for the Ignite, which I do feel is a little bit of an iffy choice in this lane matchup. Kaisa's not going to be doing too much damage early, while Misfortune, she spikes very early. Give her one lethality item, land a double up, and you're in a world of hurt.
Yeah, it's like one double up. Whoops, where's her health bar?
But we will find out soon enough. Illumination looking to keep a death grasp onto that first place spot. Rawr, want to hand them their first defeat. Getting into the load screen. Let us know in chat who you think is going to win, Illumination or Rawr. We'll be soon to find out as we hit this loading screen and take a look at those keystones.
Oh, let's see.
Nothing too out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Being very standard here.
Guardian Tahm Kench, it's definitely a safe option, not the cheesy glacial augment. This bot that tells you what this bot lane wants to do. They just want to stay safe. Try to take as little poke as possible and let the Kaisa scale up.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by the Guardian. I would go for the glacial augment if you're taking the Ignite, but I feel like in this situation, you should be taking that exhaust if you're going for, if you're hitting that resolve.
Yeah, also the fact that there's a Shaco on the other team. Really strong early burst.
Good old Shaco, but we are hitting the rift just now as our team's loaded in. And it looks like we're going to see a 5-point spread coming out from the side of Illumination. Rawr looking to do a possible spearhead invade. And they do have the tools to make that work. All you need is that Morgana, the Dark Binding, last an eternity when there's 5 people on top of you.
What? Seems like they are just gonna disperse.
Drats.
No spicy invades today.
Unlucky. Yeah. Eyes are going to be so heavily onto Swo. I mean, this is a Shaco we're talking about. This is not something you see every day. In fact, yeah, you don't see it in pro play. You don't see it in solo queue. It's one of those oddball picks that just you're looking to cheese out a win in a blind pick normal game.
Pretty much. Or like the kind of duo that you don't see a lot in solo queue, but when you see one of those, they just like 2v8 carry the game just because no one knows how to play against them.
The one trick pony. That could be Swo. You know, you definitely don't know. And there's one thing you got to talk about. You're talking about the pushing that can come out from a Ziggs. That puts him in prime position to be ganked by Swo if he goes out a little bit too far. And Ziggs only has the satchel. You time it right, and you get a free kill in the mid lane.
Yep. Well, it's definitely gonna look towards the mid or bot lane. For bot lane, Rawr bot lane is really likely to push in, so it'll be a little harder for Soul to gank, but mid lane definitely a juicy target there.
So already, Sordo has opted to take down the Scuddy Crab. Still, Swo has yet to touch it, went for the 2 camp, and is going to go straight for the gank off of that, it appears. Either that or the invade for a red steal.
Seems like it is a red steal. Sordo does not know anything about this. He's still on his ground.
I think he does kind of expect it, though, because it's pretty normal. At least when we're talking about solo queue normal games, for Shaco to just try and cheese a bush on you. He did start off with the red invade into his own blue buff.
Yes, so they are just trading reds, seems like.
We go, an attack, gank coming out. Doesn't really result to much of anything. Swo doesn't have that damage to make it that effective, and neither does Sablin. Orianna still takes a little bit of time. Command attack and dissonance doesn't do too much, and considering most Oriannas do max that command attack first, it's a kind of low damage skill to give less cooldown and more mobility.
Orianna is just more like looking for that scaling. Though both mid laners are kind of the scaling pick here. So early game, just expecting them to farm until a jungler makes something happen.
Yeah, look at that counter jungling coming out of Swo. That's his second camp to be claimed. The red and now the wolves. Sordo gonna walk over and just feel ever so disappointed. Eno's getting way too close to that command attack. Every time that ball just hit him straight in the face.
Yeah, all the free damage, baby.
Yeah, still no badness to really come out of this game so far, but we are going to see a little bit of a skirmish breakout between So and Sordo. Sordo spotting out Swo, but not really following it up. The Scuttle Crab that has yet to fall, which is different in League of Legends. Usually that's the prime target, and Sordo goes for it, able to pick it up with a steal, but now he's trapped, having to flash over the wall to survive, but Swo following with that deceive. Meanwhile, Chijiru over the wall with the Make It Rain, but Must Negate saves his jungler.
Must Negate negates the engage.
Here we go. That's going to be the joke of this.
Must negate. Just Tom Kench things.
But yeah, now you're starting to see Chijiru kind of lose out in this matchup that is really expected for a Misfortune to win early.
Yeah,
and
they have
the meta
really
being
strong lane calling. Yeah.
Like, you gotta land those double ups, and that should be a pretty easily won lane, but still yet. Bronze Gatekeeper looking pretty good in what should be a losing matchup. Five minutes in, no first blood. This doesn't feel like Season 8 right now.
Is this mid-season 7 Ardent meta when no one did anything until supports by Ardent Center?
We're just taking it slow. Looking to try and slowly drag out your possible first defeat. But oh,
a DC coming in from Bronze Gatekeeper.
Oh, double
and
DC.
Sale.
Yeah, so 2 DCs coming out, the ADC and top laner respectively of Illumination and Rawr. Gonna find out what's the problem soon enough. It does seem like just plain DCs. Should get back to the action the moment they get back in. And yeah, there's Bronze Gatekeeper waiting for Sale to come back in. But so far, very slow-paced game, which hurts Rawr a little bit. Because the longer this goes without kills, the more of a chance Illumination have to scale and try and reach their little mid-game spikes that they want. Rawr want to hit those spikes fast, and they want to get running and stomping this game because that's where they shine in the mid game. The stronger they are when they hit that point, the more dominating of a match they'll put on.
Especially with this team comp on the side of Rawr, they are a really cheesy team comp. They need to make plays early. They have the pressure on them, but it's been 6 minutes and they haven't really made any plays.
I mean, we saw Swill try.
Yeah, the only play they made was try to get first blood on Sordal, but Tom Kench just says no.
Just says no, devours his teammate. Safety in the mouth of a frog or catfish, or don't permit the Kermit.
Or just frog.
Uninhibit the ribbit.
He always looks more like a frog than any type of catfish.
Defog the frog. Yeah, and that was an example right there of Chijiro going for a double up but doesn't land it. Needs to be a little more patient with the timing of those double ups because that's a lot of mana used with nothing gained. And that's where Misfortune's supposed to get all her harassment from. The make it rain, the double ups, it's supposed to add up and really start bringing down Bronze Gatekeeper.
Yeah, because Bronze Gatekeeper is playing really carefully too, trying to stay away from no health minions, but you just have to be patient, wait till he goes up for like that one cannon minion, and that will be the time for you. A lot of damage onto Sail.
Yeah, but this is a kind of tricky situation for You're Being Muted because look at the build coming out of Sail. You give him a kill. You know, this is a typical, very typical Singed build, but you give him a kill, it makes him that much stronger, that much quicker. That's what that Dark Steel build really does for him. And he's also very hard to take down, and he's very sticky once he gets a hold of you. So if You're Being Muted ends up being baited, it could be absolute disaster, but so far, it's working out for him.
You are being baited.
The puns for days.
Hell
what you
yes.
gotta do when there's no first blood.
Keep watching the mid laners and top laners farm.
And you see that? What? Despite the trade, it's You're Being Muted who's behind at the end of the day. And now it's getting worse for him. Using that Counter-Strike very awkwardly, mind you.
Yeah, not sure if he was planning on jumping in and then seeing that he took so much damage, so he was like, never mind.
Ooh, and a little bit of aggression coming forward. The Killer Instinct is up. That's a level 6 advantage. Killer Instinct going out onto Jijiru. Here comes the gank from Sordo, who's able to get the Fear, as well as the Mega Inferno Bomb drop in, lands onto nothing. Infinite Arrest lands, clutch, stopwatch, pop, but this should be the end of Headache Remedy as he falls, but not before Sail falls in the top lane. Finally, this game breaks out. Eno Bean also falling in that mid lane thanks to a gank from Swo. And the rotation starts Illuminations back to their base in fear of what Rawr's mid laner and jungler can do. They are positioning forward and getting the kill onto Bronze Gatekeeper with that flash forward coming out from Sablin. And now a lot of pressure onto Must Negate.
He was so close to getting that recall off too. Probably the reason why Must Negate didn't even devour him, because he probably thought Bronze Gatekeeper would get that recall.
Ooh, this is very, very scary for Must Negate. And it's all downhill from there. A very easy pickup. Sablin 2-0-1. Starting to look good once the rotations come out.
Yeah, that was a really nice game from Sordal. The first play made on this map in this game. And he did manage to get Remedy, but it was a really fast collapse from Swo and Sablin, and they first collapsed on Inobino when he was trying to ult long distance from between the mid lane and bot lane to the bot lane, and then after that they quickly collapsed on Bronze Gatekeeper.
Yeah, and they funneled that first tower gold onto Chajiru, who now has a 6k lead. Actually went down to 5k against his lane opponent, and that is going to make a world of difference, getting ever so close to completing that first lethality item.
When misfortunes, double taps are gonna do real damage.
Double up will do damage, and most importantly, bullet time do a whole load of damage.
Shredding all their opponents. We see a lane swap coming out from Rawr.
Yeah, first tower gone. It's the next decision to make. Dragon Knock on, but doesn't matter. You can get in prime position for that Rift Herald. But this sets up a very, very tricky situation here, because now a gank is going to come out. The Black Shield is used, but it should wear out in time for the Fear to land. Megan Fertile Bomb gonna go out, Infinite Rest landing onto Chirjiru, and down goes Headache Remedy, down goes Chirjiru, and that is 2 welcomed kills pick up for Illumination.
That was a really nice gank by Sortle. Also, really good job by You're Being Muted to bait out the Black Shield from Headache Remedy. There was nothing they could do about it after the Black Shield was gone.
Ooh. And this is a terrible situation as Shockwave goes out. Bronze Gatekeeper gonna be the first to fall in this exchange. 2v3 in favor of Rawr as they press the advantage. Out goes the Jack-in-the-Boxes. Negate. There's no way to negate that as he falls to Sail. And now Enobeen, the only one alive, has to play carefully and defend this tower.
Just as they saw Sortle top lane making a play, Soul immediately answered. They're just trying to set Bronze Gatekeeper further and further behind. After their bot lane tower is gone, he's already in a really sticky situation. Now he's just being put further and further behind as a Kaisa, which does scale, but you really want the power spike to come sooner.
And there we go, matching the lane swap that was made earlier from Rawr. Is it the wisest thing to do at this point? Probably, because we saw that the safety of a tower can probably stop a Singed. In that case, no tower in the bot lane resulted in those 2 deaths.
Yep. And they probably just want to keep You're Being Muted in a 1v1 situation against Sail, because he was winning that.
Yeah, and really, it is a bit of a contingency plan. Wait, we got a gank coming out. Swow using the Deceive, puts down the Jack-in-the-Box. Bronze Gatekeeper gonna be in a world of hurt if he doesn't find his escape instead. You hear that Celine Dion, ever so sad, must negate falls, all to protect the ADC who might fall next to the Shockwave. Sablin being ever so sneaky on that roam and taking down the bot lane once again. There's just no break for them.
Sablin, like all 3 of Bronze Gatekeeper's deaths come from him. He's actually just setting his eyes on this Kaisa, determined to make her fall behind.
And there's not much you can do to come back at this point. Just try and stall out and try and do very, very defensive farms, because you're not fighting the spot lane anytime soon. And with this little camp that's coming out of Swow, there should be no expectations of a fight coming out. As a second tower falls unanswered, Illumination haven't found much just yet. Don't chase the Singe, starting to pay off. You're Being Muted, almost drops, but thanks to that takedown, is able to get some health back and survive as they get a kill onto Sail.
Yeah. Right now, it's You're Being Muted and Sortle that's really far ahead on the side of Illumination, and on the side of Rawr, it's Sablin and Chadru. So both teams have different win conditions, but I do believe that Illumination still outscales.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, they just need to play around their strong members and play super safe, especially this bot lane who's really behind right now.
Yeah, really, it's a ticking time bomb. The rough part right now is Rawr is getting Sablin going. The dude 3-0-3, looking spectacular with his roams. If he can keep up that, it doesn't even matter if they scale, because they won't have the time. The time of day, they won't have any towers. They'll just have a dead Nexus and their first defeat. So really, when it comes down to Illumination, they have to try and stop Sablin from being this beast, because Orianna can be a late game monster.
Yeah, and Orianna is hitting her power spike way before anyone else right now. She can just like command attack, command distance, command shockwave, and you're dead. Everyone's dead.
Ooh, that flash forward from Sablin, playing ever so aggressive. That's gonna be the Rift Herald spawning in this mid tower as they set up the siege for the final outer of the game. Dark Binding landing onto Must Negate. There goes Shelly smashing that tower, but you're being muted. Shows up, gets the counter-strike onto Sablin, but out goes the bullet time, and down goes Muted.
Yeah, that was like a little desync coming out from Illumination. You're being muted, went in, stunned the Orianna, but everyone else was kind of like, nah. So she was just left out to dry. And now Rawr can just really push on this inner tower too.
Not just that, they have access to this whole map. Infinite Rest going on to Swo. Question is why, but the Mega Infernal Bomb does get one revenge kill with no minions. They can't really keep up this siege. You have to wait to clear the wave, and even then it's very dangerous because Bronze Gatekeeper with the snipe. Now Must Negate. Shockwave lands onto 2. Lowest Sablin killer instinct goes out. Sablin critically falls to Bronze Gatekeeper. Sablin able to divert attention, but Bronze Gatekeeper saved by Must Negate, and there is some fight left in Illumination.
Ooh, what a turn of tables. It was just greed coming out from Rawr. They were really trying to get that inner tower, but they overstayed while doing that. And
Yeah, I mean, once the minions were gone, there was no reason to be that close. You gotta watch the wave.
yeah, I think they just got overconfident from killing Sordo, but then the Mega Infernal Bomb, and I believe that was the Airy prop right there, was able to take out Sablin. So they lost most of their damage right there, because right now on Rawr, Sablin is the most ahead. So after Sablin died, there was no damage left.
Yeah, Sablin really is being that quarterback of this team at the moment. We saw the superb roams, but now Churgeru, it's pretty much your turn to step up if you want this team to continue doing well, which Churgeru is not doing bad on his own. With those bullet times, it's just waiting to spell catastrophe for Illumination. Still Sablin having glorious farm this game, doing ever so well. Enobino also putting on a pretty good clinic when it comes to farm.
Yeah, Inobino, he had kind of a rough early game, but he's been scaling up. The fight of the junglers.
The junglers, one of them being a lie.
Yeah, Swell does not win this, so he just summoned his clone and got away.
Hallucinating there. That is not Shaco, it is the ghost of Shaco. Still yet though, despite the surprising lead in towers picked up by Rawr, they're only 1k ahead in gold. They're not exactly utilizing their lead as well as you would think. And a lot of this is really just down to farm and the way the kills are being displaced.
Yeah, there's a huge lead in the jungle by Swordle. He's up like 600 gold. And You Are Being Muted is also ahead in gold. So the only members who are ahead on the side of Rawr are just mid and ADC. But they have to utilize it for that gold lead to work before it gets neutralized.
We are getting a bit of a old school Western standoff here towards this Infernal Drake. And Eno, a little bit too far forward, needs to be careful about that positioning. Autos the Infernal. Get out of there, Eno. But now here comes the jungler Sordo, able to get that infinite arrest as the Black Shield is down, and down goes Sablin! That's a huge pickup that was ever so required. Unable to get the Devour onto Enobino. Out goes the bullet time, but here comes Sordo once again, trying to play distraction, trying to put an end to that ultimate. This is looking good for Rawr so far, as Sail runs in at Mach 10 speed. Out goes the Killer Instinct. Bronze Gatekeeper unable to find the kill. Drops to Churchiru. And even without Sable and Rawr are able to pull it off as they take down 4 and only sacrifice 2.
Ooh. What a messy fight. And Bronze Gatekeeper at the end there opted to chase the same. He was just positioning himself in between 3 people by doing that, so he just had to go down there.
Yeah, and even though they got Sable in, we were talking about it earlier, the comp of Rawr is very good at mid-game fights. You check the time, we're in the mid-game. That's exactly what happened there. If you're not playing that comp to absolute perfection, then Rawr is just gonna roll all over you in these team fights. But
yeah,
here we go again. Sordo. Clean. Ever so clean.
Easy kill from Sordal. When you can stop the Sin from running.
Low health. Chijiro does have Black Shield. Out goes the Infinite Arrest, but it's not in time to save him. You're being muted. Walking away. And a lot of that is because of the Black Shield. He wanted to jump on him. You are being muted, wanted to jump on Churchiru, but knowing that that stun will not work as long as the Black Shield is present, opts out of it.
This is the power of Morgana. Like, easily one of the strongest supports in this meta because of that.
Yeah, now the tower's 4-1. How do you get back into this if you're Illumination?
Like, in the early game, it was Sabling being the most ahead versus his lane opponent. But right now it's Chadru. Chadru is actually up 2k on Bronze Gatekeeper right now. The lead in the mid lane by Sablin has kind of neutralized. But it's really hard for Bronze Gatekeeper to come back from this deficit against the Misfortune.
Yeah, and even talking about Sablin, that's more gold in Chadru's pocket than Sablin right now.
Yeah.
Which actually surprises me. I would have seen it the other way around, but then, yeah, you gotta look back at it and realize that a lot of that is due to that first tower, but we do have a fight breaking out. Shockwave goes out, lands onto Must Negate, but the Mega Inferno Bomb does a lot of work. It's not enough, though, but down goes Chajuru, and here comes Swardo, able to pick up 1. Does he see 2? Soul Shackles goes out, stuns him up, but still on the chase, gets flung away, saving the teammate. Swardo has nowhere else to go but to his grave. And Obino wants to find the kill onto Headache, doesn't quite get it, and puts himself in a worse situation as he falls to Sable it. But look at the split push coming out from You Are Being Muted, setting up a situation that might just work out for Illumination as he sets his sights onto this inhibitor tower.
They just traded the outer tower, but You Are Being Muted is actually pushing faster than this three-man combination of Sable, and Headache.
Yeah, despite that fight going so much in favor of Rawr, that's an inhibitor tower down for Rawr, all because of that back door.
Yeah, and most importantly, they got the shutdown gold on Chadru too. She was basically on a rampage earlier on, but now she got shut down, gave away 675 gold, and yeah. And You're Being Muted recalled.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Just got on an express train back to the fountain.
Hey, who knows? Maybe it was faster. Maybe he would have been running for 30 seconds and said, you know what, I'm just gonna take my death. Take the shortcut. But But yeah, now we are starting to get into the stage of the game where Baron is being danced upon. Ever so delicate the dance be.
Yep. They have to play super carefully around this, because if one of the carries on one of the team goes down, it's definitely gonna be Baron on for the other team, right here.
That's the thing, Sablin and Chargeru, they can both carry their weight in terms of AoE and team fights. So we saw earlier, they captured Sablin, but Chargeru backed up that fight with a nasty bullet time, the one that was over Infernal.
Yeah. So the good thing going for Rawr here is they have 2 carries, so if one goes down, there's still another.
And a little bit of a fight breaking out between You're Being Muted and Sail.
Trying to chase the Singe, but has to give up after getting slowed by that righteous glory.
Yeah, You're Being Muted can't exactly just jump into this. He has to be very careful because you jump in with the Counter-Strike and you get flung away. That's everything you had right there. Gone. But here we go, Sordo. Looking to get onto Chargeru. Out goes that fear. A lot of damage onto Chargeru. Chargeru is looking terrible right now. Infinite Arrest lands flush, and Chargeru is gone. But once again, Sail on this bot side, continuing his split push nuisance. Gets stunned up, and You're Being Muted. Excellent timing on the back off there. Got the damage and got out. This might be the kill that You're Being Muted has wanted his entire life. After chasing this Singe for so long, he finally claims him as a victim. Now Swo here on the backside. Killer Instinct going out. Bronze Gatekeeper looking to get onto Swo. Infinite Arrest is not quite up, so it'd be very tricky to find this kill, but the fear doing a lot of work there to delay that as Ano Bino takes down Swo, and that might start the Baron.
Yeah. You're Being Muted is taking the dragon at the same time too. The mountain drag will certainly help them take this game faster.
Oh, that was ever so close. Sordo surviving by the skin of his teeth, or the skin of Musna Gate's teeth. Sordo running away. Out goes that satchel, keeping him alive for now. But Dissonance speeding up. Sablin, who flashes over the wall, wants to find the kill onto the jungler. Still Enobino almost getting caught out by Heartache Remedy. Sablin doesn't find a kill, and his flash is now down.
Yeah, that was a really aggressive flash by Sablin. A nice try, but Warwick just runs too fast.
That and that satchel played a decent amount of defense.
It zoned him off for 1 second there, which gave Sordo time to run away.
Yeah, now with flash down, this actually puts Sablin in a little bit of a vulnerable window, because there is no other form of mobility other than just a gentle speed up from Dissonance. He gets caught out. That's exactly what you need, what you want, as long as they can follow it up with Chargeru as well.
Yeah, if Sordo or You're Being Muted can find a window to jump on Sablin, then boom, the Orianna's just gone.
This is a little bit strange here. Having Eno meet the split push of Sail, because Sail has no problem going on to Eno. That's a lot of damage on Eno. Mega Inferno Bomb is going to go out. Sail is alive, but having a lot of regen from that Insanity Potion. But here comes Sordo looking to finish the job, and he finds the kill for his teammate. And now this is a 4v5 situation. As you still see in that top lane, You're Being Muted, applying that pressure towards that inhibitor. You need to get the eyes towards this bot side and then backdoor that inhibitor if you're in the pants of You're Being Muted.
You're Being Muted is just taking jungle camps, patiently waiting for Rawr to answer this bot lane push, so he can just backdoor this inhibitor.
Oh, that's kind of sly to come out of Swo. He's using it to cut the wave, so there won't be a wave for the tower. Or he's just gonna try and sneak behind them.
But wow, they're
okay. Never mind. He's not as smart as I thought he was. But Swo gets hit, ends up running back to his teammates. Out goes the clone. Not gonna result for much. The hallucinate kind of being wasted there. The siege has started, but you are being muted is on that Nexus. As we said, you get the eyes down there and you start up the siege up in the top, but you are being muted a little bit too far forward. Takes down Swow in the process. Now you are being muted, flashes into a Jack-in-the-Box, still alive. What an absolute beast. But look at this bot side as Heart 8 Remedy goes down, Sablin goes down, bullet time forced to be canceled. Here comes Sablin looking to find the kill on the Bronze Gatekeeper, and they get him down as well as Sordo. But still, Enobino wants to fight this out. Mega Inferno Bomb lands, and that's an exposed inhibitor. That's gonna be 2 inhibitors down, and with only Sail to defend, it's gonna be a very uphill battle for him.
It's gonna be game. Yeah, the Ziggs just pushes way too fast.
And there's not much Sail can do anymore. Illumination, 31 minutes into the game, just shy of it, show why they are the top team in Overdrive League.
Yeah. Illumination Empire over the course of 3 weeks has shown us how they play from ahead and how they play from behind. Their carries were so behind in the early game, but it doesn't matter. All it takes is good team fighting and just getting picks, getting a Baron, and you are being muted playing PvE the whole game. Single-handedly took down all the turrets in the top lane and 1 Nexus turret.
Yeah, so that's going to conclude this match for now. But we do have another match coming up. It will be BMO's Commandos versus Illumination Empire. Stay tuned. When we return, more League of Legends action coming right at you.